Evening, Borough fans. AJT here with my guest Foxy, who joins me in the studio to talk about the Borough versus Reading terrific win on Saturday. Foxy, how are you feeling? Thank you for coming in the studio.
Good, very good, thank you. Good evening, Borough fans.
Do you feel like, obviously, this is our first league win since the 16th of September. Do you think it was much needed?
Yeah, definitely. Away victory. They're always good away victories because you like to think your home is your fortress. So yeah, it was a good win, much needed win.
Do you feel like we can kick on now that we've obviously got this win? Obviously, tough game coming up tomorrow night at Hull away. Even in the loss at the weekend, you know, you can never rule that game out. But obviously haven't had a great run of results at Hull over the last couple of years. Do you feel like we're going to put that right tomorrow night? Can you see us going there and getting the 3 points?
I'd like to think so, but yes. There's no reason why we can't go to any team in this league and get 3 points. But I think at the end of the day, like you say, there's a bit of morale boosting confidence behind us now after Reading. So you'd like to think that they'd take that form into that game and keep the same team.
After, obviously, on Saturday, I felt like after Gibson signed his deal, his 5-year deal at Borough, I felt like it sent like a massive confidence boost for the team. Do you feel the same sort of way after? Obviously, we know in the summer just gone, there was a lot of speculation about him leaving for the top 4 teams.
Yeah.
The fact that he signed that 5-year deal, do you feel like that's to give the whole team a sort of an uplift? Obviously, recent results haven't exactly been great. Do you feel like this is giving everyone a boost, as if to say, you know, one of our leaders, if you like, is obviously signed the deal?
Yeah.
This is kind of a step in the right direction.
Yeah, I would say that any of your best players signing will give the rest of the team a confidence boost. I think, well, he's staying. He must want to be here. So, you know, that's only positives. But at the same time, because I'm so cynical with the way football works now, I think that's just added 10 million onto his contract when they signed him in January. But I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I hope I'm wrong. But yeah, it should give people a boost.
Well, let's dive straight into the deep end, if you like, and talk about maybe the stats from Reading on Saturday. Obviously, we know we won 2-0.
Yeah.
But first of all, we do want to thank many thanks to the guys at Borough Stats on Twitter. The handle is @BorougHForm. Go over and shot them a follow. So they've obviously come up with all the stats for us from Saturday. Johnny Allison obviously got man of the match, but we will look at the stats at first. And obviously, if we look at them here, we have ball possession now. For me, ball possession isn't everything, I don't believe. But the ball possession wise, Borough had 32% of the ball possession. Reading had 68%. Do you feel like that had some sort of, obviously, we know it didn't really have didn't have an effect on the result itself. But how do you see that going over to ball possession? Do you feel like that's everything in a game of football?
Yeah, maybe away team as well, and you'd expect the home team to have a bit more possession. Again, you know, they haven't really done much with that possession because they haven't, you know, we've won 2-0, and they haven't really, you know, had many.
Can that come down to sort of the defending? Do you feel like we had brilliant defending that afternoon?
I think that 68% possession could be passing the ball sideways. You know, possession isn't king. So it doesn't surprise me away team.
I mean, they have 2 shots on target and we only had 3. Do you feel like that's a bit of a downer for Middlesbrough? I know we won the game 2-0, and obviously only 1 shots on target missed. Well, should I say, we went on target, obviously.
Well, no, because I've seen Borough have a lot of shots on target in different games this season. Nottingham Forest away, for example, and get beat. So I think, again, it's kind of, it is what it is. You can have 20 shots on goal and 15 on target and not score.
Well, off target, like I said, they had 5, we had 2. So, I mean, you can say that we were consistent with our shots. It's like more shots went on target than went off target, if you like.
I think counter-attack, I think that will come down to counter-attack for me from Saturday for Borough. It would be probably why there's less happening, shots on target and stuff, and we're soaking up and counter-attacking, and that seems why they've probably had a few more shots with their possession. But again, is that long range? How far out are we? I don't think that's in the box.
Well, it's funny to say how far out are we, because they were outside quite a lot. I mean, they had 3 shots inside the box and 6 outside the box. Can that come down to the back line?
Yeah. I think
the back line play parts of not letting them get in the box, crossings in the box, etc.
Yeah, and obviously your 2 holding midfielders as well with that. You'd like to see that they're working as a unit across the line there. But yeah, I suppose it does. But you know, Reading are nothing flash.
Yeah.
You know, so that there for me will be more when we go to Hull on Tuesday. If that's the same as the stats, then you can look back and think, well, that was maybe a better defensive performance, because I'd expect Hull to have more about them and come with us, and then that one. But, so, you know.
So, Foxy, if you look at the big chances created, obviously stats are still on screen. Obviously we had 2 big chances created. That shows that we did take our chances more than what Reading did.
Yeah.
Like I say, I mean, they had 1 shot, near enough the end of the game, Aluko sort of hit a shot, and that was the only save really Randolph had to make. apart from the other one he made. But as we can look at these, you know, goalkeeper saves, big chances created. Does that strike like? Does that make? When you look at these stats, does it sort of show that Borough dominated the game? Would you say we dominated the game even though we didn't really? I mean, because if you look at the passes, we only made 191 accurate passes, whereas they made 492.
Do you know what I think, honestly? I think it was a typical championship game where the away team's gone somewhere, they've scored an early goal, and the home team's then thought, right, we need possession to try and break these down and score a goal. And obviously that could have happened all the way up until Britt scored the final goal and sort of finished it off. But I couldn't say it was Borough dominating it. I'd say it was probably one, like I say, a championship game where they've been hit sucker punch early on and then they've tried to take plan B, keep the ball and try and but I don't think that's a dominating really, because they haven't had 68% possession with 18 shots on goal and 10 on target, and you know, so I just think that was a necessity for them, that they had to keep the ball when they went 1-0 down. So
if we talk about the whole, you know, so obviously now we've pretty much covered, you know, the main sort of topics in the game. Would you say Monk got the tactics correct? Would you say he was spot on that game, or would you say there's different things that maybe he didn't get right, passing wise and whatnot? Or, I guess that's not his fault in a way.
No, I mean, again, for me, this thing with how good this win was will not be really shown until we've gone and played Hull and Sunderland. Right. Because has he got it right, or has he stumbled across something? Because we haven't seen all season from Monk him pick a team and then keep that team for 4 games and us do something, and then go, well, actually, there's your 11, there's your full-backs, there's your... So, yes, it was a good win, and he obviously did get it right to a point. Bit more energy from Borough on Saturday, which is obviously key, and they've obviously got out the blocks a lot quicker. But, you know, I can't comment on whether he's really got it right until I've had this next month out the way, because then that will say to me whether that win was a fluke, whether we've really gone there and got it right, and that's a template then, AJ, to take into your other games.
See, I would say he's got it right to a certain extent, because obviously the team that he set out when I won the game, I guess that's a bit we can say that he got right.
Yeah.
The team got right.
Yeah, we can agree on that.
And looking before the game, you know, personally, you know, I didn't really disagree, unlike Tuesday, which obviously Tuesday's a totally different game to this one, but I would say the likes of like Ayala, I feel like he improved that game a lot. Obviously we've seen him, I think, obviously
Tuesday, he was appalling, wasn't he? Passing wise.
But you look at him Saturday, and you obviously look at the stats, and you would say that he had a great game along with the other back four. You know, obviously look at him in the lineup after the game on Tuesday. You sort of don't want to see him ever again. But
no, and the thing is, again, it's easy to mask the performance and stat, because I'd like to see how many balls Ayala played into feet, what his distribution like, because his distribution's appalling, and you can say as a centre back that's not important, but in the modern game even the keeper needs to be able to pass a ball, so every outfield player needs to be, and for me it's alright throwing your body in front of it. I'm not a big fan of Ayala. I think that he's a great squad player to have, but he shouldn't be playing head of Fry, no matter how many mistakes Fry's made this season. Ayala's made plenty in the last 2, so, and he's at the end of his career, but yeah, you know, we've been solid to a point.
Of course. I mean, over the last couple of games, obviously I don't know your full opinion on Downing. Threatening wise, would you say going forward for Downing he still looks a threat, or would you say he's kind of not got it no more, going forward as a threat? Obviously against Reading, I personally thought he played fantastic.
I don't think Downing would be a threat doing an armed robbery, to be honest. You know, I genuinely think that as far as threats go, he's what happens now is he had an okay game at Reading. People say it was a solid performance. Okay, that's fine, but what are you calling a solid performance? That he didn't give the ball away and he ran around? I mean, that's a prerequisite for me. We bought Downing in for a reason, to be a Paul Merson, to be a Janino. Again, Borough fans, I'm not saying he is this player, but we bought him in to be creative. And he hasn't done that, and that was his job. Now, for me, if we're now saying, well, he could be a holding midfielder or a guy in the middle, little pick, well, then we've brought other players in for that role, Clayton, Forshaw, House and Ledbetter. We've now got a complement of 5, 6 midfielders that can do the dirty stuff. So that for me isn't Downing being threatening. That's just, come on, he must be able to do something somewhere. Let's get him in the team.
Well, the one player that kind of did look threatening and did have an overall amazing game and got man of the match respectively was Johnny Howson. If you look at the stats now, the stats will be on screen now. So if you look at Johnny Howson's stats from Saturday, Johnny Howson got man of the match respectively. He was fantastic. He played the full 90 minutes. He made 2 key passes. He had 1 cross and it was accurate. It came off, so 1 out of 1 crosses. His long balls, he only got 1 out of 6 perfect. He had 2 big chances created, so he made 2 big chances, and as we talked about previously, They were the two big chances that were created, and they came from Howson.
Yeah.
Shots on target, he didn't even have a shot, so no shot on target.
Just explains why Downing shouldn't be in there, but go on.
Dribbles attempts, he didn't have a single dribble attempt, so none were, again, counted.
Has any player had a dribble apart from Traore this season?
I don't think so.
I
He
don't.
got 1 assist, obviously the cross to Asombalonga.
Well, Downing had a cold at the start of the season. I'm sure he was dribbling a little bit then. I saw that.
Sure he was. He won 4 out of 5 duels, and fouls, he committed 2 fouls. He made 2 clearances, blocked 2 shots, and made 2 interceptions. Do you think that is a worthy man of the match
more
performance?
solid. I think that tells you everything you need to know about that game on Saturday. If that's a man of the match performance, it's not a bad performance, but it's no more than a 6, really, is it, or a 7? I suppose if you've assisted, then there's a 7 straight away. But it's a consistent performance, is what that is.
Personally, my man of the match would have been Fabio. I know a lot of Borough fans didn't like him that game, and they said he was after Gibson sort of snapped at him. But I honestly thought he was fantastic. He's winning everything for me, and even though people don't really agree, I thought he was absolutely fantastic. If I had to ask you your man of the match, who would you say your man of the match would have been on Saturday?
Maybe Fabio.
Yeah.
Because I like Fabio, and I think he does a lot under the radar as well. He's a grafter as well. But I mean, I don't think it's a fantastic display to have a glaring man of the match. I mean, obviously you've gone with Howson there, but I think, like you say, Fabio also. But
he's a great left back, £2 million bargain. If you talk about just quickly about Hull away on Tuesday night, now it's another team that are inconsistent this season, not really getting the great results.
Just been beaten at home.
Exactly, but don't have a great record there.
No.
Do you feel like if we go there with the same attitude, we can get the win? The same attitude as Saturday?
I think if we can't go there now and put in a decent performance off the back of a win, then when on earth can we go anywhere and put a performance in? And also on that, if we don't go there with any level of confidence and we look flat again, then there's something seriously wrong, which we don't want to be wrong behind the scenes, because no team should be... A win's a win for whoever you are. That's what it's all about.
Absolutely. Like I say, just to conclude on the Reading game, I personally feel if we go there with the same attitude, obviously it was a fantastic performance. It wasn't the greatest game of football I've ever watched in my life, but listen, we got the job done and we move on. We've got 3 points.
It's about.
Move on to Hull and hopefully we get something. And like I say, if we do get something, like I say, have you a quick prediction from you for Hull?
1-1. I think though, if we do go there and get a result, then there's no reason at all why we can't just go on a run now and go anywhere and look at beating anyone. And I think that would maybe give the whole squad a bit of a togetherness, which would be nice. But yeah, I'd like to think we can beat them, but I just think after they've been beaten at home to Forest, I think it'll be a tough game there, and I think it'll be maybe a draw.
Well, I'm going to go for a Borough 4-0. Palmer's all round and back away watches on Monday.
Love it.
Thank you, Foxy, for joining us tonight.
No problem, it's a pleasure
really
as always.
Thanks for joining our Borough fans. Be sure to visit Guesty and the guys and give out your post-match comments. If you can't make it to the match, our vlog will be out a couple of days later, so you can see exactly what happened and everything that happened inside the transporter and at the match. Borough fans, thank you, and like I say, we have a big special derby preview coming up for the Sunday game as well. AJT, Borough Fan TV, I'll see you all soon. Thanks for joining.
Peace out, Borough fans, wherever you are. Take it easy.